Alright, today we are doing 0-4, nth roots and real exponents. Today's date is today. Our objective, simplify expressions in radical form, simplify expressions in exponential form. So first of all, let's just do a couple simplifying. On this one, I'm going to think of that as -2 times -2 times -2. That 3 is your index. That tells you that they need to be in groups of 3. However, only one is ever going to make it out. So the answer on that one is -2. For B, I'm going to think of that, it's a square root, so the index is 2. You don't usually write the index of 2, though. I'm going to think of that as -1 times 100. Think back to Algebra 2. The square root of -1 is I, so that's just going to be 10i. On C, -27 is -3 times -3 times -3, or -3 to the third. The answer there is going to be -3. For D, the answer is 3. Sometimes, though, we're going to need to use absolute values. So for any negative real number, the absolute value A needs to be used when n is even. So on these, we have to say that n is even. That would be m here. 2 times an even number is still going to give you even. It would be m squared. M cubed. And I think you probably get the hint on the last one. Okay, so on here, let's go ahead, take a second, try these on your own, and I will show you the answer in just a second. Why don't you take a second and pause, try these on your own. When you are ready, unpause and look at the answers. All right, here we have some rules for converting radicals and rational exponents. Taking a rational exponent like 3 to the 1/2, that would be the same as radical 3. 5 to the 1/4 would be the 4th root of 5. 2 to the 1/7 would be the 7th root of 2. Whatever is in the denominator becomes your index. However, sometimes you also have something in the numerator, like here you have a 2. So it's going to be the cube root of 8, and then you square it. You can also write it a different way. It can be 8 squared, and then take the cube root. Either way, you're going to come out with the same answer. This one right here, that I'm putting the check by, very important. Make sure you kind of commit that one to memory. You're going to find life is a lot easier when you can convert rational exponents to radicals and vice versa. All right, just some review of property of exponents. These are ones that you should definitely know. For number 1, if you've got the same base and they're set equal to each other, the exponents have to be equal to each other. On number 2, if you have the same base and you're multiplying, add your exponents. Number 3, if you have the same base and you're dividing, subtract your exponents. Number 4, if you've got a negative exponent, take the reciprocal of it. Change the exponent to positive. Number 5 is a power of a power. Apply that or multiply exponents together. Number 6, whatever's on the outside of the parenthesis is applied to what's on the inside. Number 7 is what we just went over. Oops, you guys just saw the date there. Number 8, anything to the 0 power is 1. Anything to the 1 power doesn't change value. And 1 to any power is always going to be 1. Again, those are 10 rules you should definitely know. So let's go ahead and try a couple out. If you look at this looks like it would be kind of difficult, but it's really not that big of a deal. I'm going to think of that as the cube root of 2 to the 4th, because 16 is 2 to the 4th. Let's make that ink a little thinner. And that's going to be the 5th root, and 4 can be rewritten as 2 squared. All I've done there is really gotten the same base of 2. Now I'm going to write those as a rational exponent. That's going to be 2. My index here is 3. My power is 4, so it's going to be 4 over 3. My denominator here is going to be 2 to the 2/5. Well, that's a division problem. We're going to subtract our exponents if we're dividing, so that's going to be 2 to the 4/3. Write this a little bigger so it's easier to see. Minus 2/5. Okay. You guys are in pre-calculus, so I am expecting you to be able to handle fractions. Common denominator of 15, so that would really be 20 over 15 minus, on this one, multiply it by 3 over 3, 6 over 15. So that's going to be 2 to the 14 over 15. And since our problem had radicals in it to begin with, we want to give it back as a radical. That'd be 15 as your index, 2 to the 14. And we can't really go any further than that for simplifying, because if I wrote those out, I'm only going to have 14. That index tells me they need to be in groups of 15, so I can't do anything with it. There's my final answer. On this one, 27 is really 3 cubed. 81 is 3 to the 4th. So I'm going to take a second and write those as rational exponents. That'll be 3 to the 3/4. All over 3 to the 4/3. Tell you what, let's make that 3 a little bit lower so that you can tell that it's a power. And what I noticed here, 4/3, that's bigger than 3/4. So I'm going to leave it in the denominator so I don't have to deal with negative exponents. That's going to be 1 over 3 to the 4/3 minus 3/4. So figure out what the common denominator, 12. That's really going to be 16 over 12 minus 9 over 12. So that's going to be 1 over 3, 16 minus 9, 7 twelfths. And you could go ahead and write that in radical form if you wanted to. It'd be 1 over the 12th root of 3 raised to the 7th. All right, that's all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed.